Here is another catastrophic decision taken by the same faction, and that was when HIV first appeared, your specialists at the US Army Medical Research Institute for Infectious Diseases, US AMRIID, recommended to the Surgeon General, privately, for they were not allowed to make public recommendations, that HIV, a new, fatal, incurable infection, should be treated just like any other fatal, incurable infection, and everybody who got it should be identified and isolated immediately, compulsorily, and permanently, but of course, humanely. That policy advice was rejected under pressure from various, once again, factions of the left who did not care how many people died, and the result is on the screen there. Since that time, 25 million dead, most of whom need not have died if that policy had been followed, as it had with smallpox and other diseases that are fatal. Smallpox now eradicated, but AIDS not eradicated. No cure in sight, and 40 million people that we know of, and heaven knows how many that we don't, infected and doomed to waste away and die. And in third world countries, that is a big deal. Sub-Saharan Africa, 7.5% of the population infected. All because, once again, the decision recommended by the sound scientists who had actually studied the effect of the disease on the population was not taken. Instead, a decision was taken that had nothing to do with the science. It was a political decision, it was a wrong decision, and it murdered tens of millions. That's why it matters to get the policy right. Here, let's take it down now from the millions just to one person. This lady, pictured by Reuters, contracted HIV from her husband. She passed it on to two previous boys who died. The boy you see here, visibly sick at her breast, died a month after this photograph was taken. She died a year later. That's what it means if policymakers are careless or reckless, or they pursue political agendas without regard to the cost, sometimes for people in faraway lands of whom we know too little. People who depend utterly upon us to get these decisions right. The responsibility of policymakers, therefore, is an honorable but also an onerous one. It is for us to get these decisions right. And that is why I am here today, because I want now to talk through with you how we get the science and the economics of this global warming scare right